You're listening to Alexinder Riyat on Lyca Radio.
Lyca Radio 1458. You just heard there Retro Rarri from the lovely Bambi Bains, and she is now on the line with me. So introducing Bambi. Now, what an introduction to give. I can start with singing, with modelling, with acting, a social media influencer. I think the list could go on and on. UK born in Birmingham, launched by PBN under the Team PBN family, hit singles back in 2013 with Zamla and also Nathalie Bay in 2014. Britain's Got Talent as well in 2017 in a girl band, and back with a bang, shall I say, in 2020 with Retro Rarri. Joining on the line, it's Bambi Bains.
Yay!
Hey Bambi, how you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. It's nice to see you.
Yes, nice to have a... Well, the listeners can't see you yet. When we put the replay, they'll be able to see you. So a wave to you.
There we go.
How's your day going?
Oh, it's amazing. Very, very hectic week for me.
I can imagine.
Launching after so long, so there's a lot of work that's been put behind this, but it's nice. It's good to be back.
Well, first off, congratulations on Retro Rarri. Obviously, an amazing track. I've been loving it.
Thank you very much.
Been blasting it. Blasting it on the M4 on the way here. So
amazing.
been trying the dance moves, but I don't think I can anchor them as well as you know.
Well, as long as you change bad girl to bad man.
Yeah, like a bad one. Right. Well, let's have a little conversation about how it all started, shall we, Bambi? Because you started back when you were very young, back with Team PBN. So let us know how singing started and how your career got into that direction.
It all started with dancing, actually. So I started dancing in Bhangra music videos from the age of like 14, 15.
Wow.
So you probably see me in a few old school videos with braces. I was still a teenager. And that's when I met PBN, and he heard me singing randomly. And he was like, who was that singing? And my friends were like, it's Bambi. And I was like, oh God, I had zero confidence back then. So yeah, he just pulled me to a corner and he said, you have a really special talent and I'm interested to sign you.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I was like, okay, but I've never sang in Punjabi before. I don't know, how I can really serve this industry. And he said, let's have a meeting and we'll talk about it. So we met shortly after. We had like a little meeting in Birmingham, and he was like, there's something that this industry needs, something different. And because you do English, he's like, we can see if you can do a bit of Punjabi, because I speak Punjabi, obviously, and I studied it from a young age, but I never sang in Punjabi. So that is obviously different, right? Because singing in English and Punjabi is like two different.
Very different, yeah.
Very different. And luckily, like I taught myself, I've always listened to Bhangra music, and I've always sang as well. So it wasn't too hard for me. It's just the runs were a little bit different. But I got it really quickly, and yeah, we just smashed out Zalma in about a week. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a really great experience for me.
Great experience. And I've had a question through already on the WhatsApp, and I know the answer to this, but a lot of people wonder, is Bambi your real name?
Yes.
I'm guilty of answering that question all the time when people say, is your name really Alex, or is that just stage name? And I'm like, yeah, Alexander's my name. So I know how you feel, but yes,
yeah.
It's your real name, Bambi.
Yeah, it's just not the Disney version.
Not the Disney one. I can see in real life. She's not an animated character.
I'm not a reindeer.
Not a reindeer. Okay, so you started off with Zalma back in 2013. So from the Bhangra dances into the singing. And I guess even if you could say this now, but even back then, there weren't many female Punjabi singers out there. So how did you find that during that period?
Yeah, it was a bit weird. Also because I was very, very young and naive. So stepping into an industry I have no idea about, and just seeing guys everywhere was a shock to my system a bit. I was like, where's all the girls at? What's going on? Yeah, where's all the girls then? And it was really bizarre experience. And, it's like that now, to be honest. It's still very male dominated.
Same, yeah.
But the thing is, I was just there. I just had to do what I had to do, right? So I didn't think too much about it. I just had to get on with my music, and just my goal is to kind of bring more female Asian artists into the industry, kind of pave the way a bit, you know. I think it's needed.
I definitely think so. And I think if I think back to when I was growing up, I remember Mona Singh maybe was one of the singers back then. But yeah, it's hard to, more than on your hands count the number of big female Punjabi artists that there were at the time.
Yeah, I mean, there was quite a few. You know, you had Miss Scandalous, who was super dope. There was Gunjan. There was so many like underground artists, but they weren't there for a long time. It's like a very short period of time. So they come and go, come and go, come and go. But the guys already had always stayed for a long time, which is what I never really understood. But I'm here. I'm here for good.
I'm here for good. You're back. You're back. You're back.
I'm back.
You're back. So when you released those singles, it's been a little bit of a while in between those singles being released and you coming back for Retro Rarri. So let us know what you've been up to in the meantime.
Oh God, my life has been such a roller coaster since my last track. So the last song I did launch was Jugged with Prophecy. And I think since then, I've not only developed as an artist, but as a person, because I'm super young and there's so many things I had to experience to get to this point. And I think it was important for me to kind of step back and kind of find myself as an artist as well. And so, I did the whole Britain's Got Talent thing. which was an amazing experience.
What was that like being on Britain's?
Oh my God, it was brilliant. It was such a refreshing feeling because I was so used to seeing the same thing in our industry. And then stepping into something that's super mainstream, being around the likes of Simon Cowell, Alicia Dixon, all these people, and just seeing how they work in that field. And it's so different. And I've learned so much vocally as an artist and working with other girls in the group. And I'm kind of bringing that into this Desi scene as well. I think it's a cool thing, and it's who I am. So I'm so lucky to be making music where I can combine, the Desi stuff and English stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's, especially for me and for you as well, growing up in the UK, we kind of combine with these both worlds. So the music that kind of appeals to you go from your Bhangra lyric straight into like the English lyric, and that's what we kind of relate to, right? So bringing that into the music.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with the new generation as well, it's very diverse. And I think globally, actually, you listen to music where you have Spanish with English, you have Punjabi with English, you have Hindi and English, so much of a mix in this world. I think it's amazing. And I kind of feel like it brings unity for different cultures as well.
Yeah, definitely. So when you came up with the idea for your new single Retro Rarri and releasing it and everything, how did it all begin? Let me know, straight back to the drawing board.
Yeah, so I was in the studio with Shay, who produced the track.
Yeah.
And we had been working for some time, we just jammed, to be honest. It's not like, let's just, make the next single today. It's never like that. So we got into the studio and we're just jamming, talking, making jokes. And he came onto the piano, and he started playing he just started playing around. This is how we normally start our tracks. And there was this certain vibe I was feeling, and I was like doing this stank face. Like I always do that. That means it's good. And he started putting these 808s in there and this bass line and everything. I was like, fuck yeah, Retro Rarri with the top there. It's just so random. And we had some people with us as well. They were like, yo, that sounds dope. It's very cool, very edgy. And I like to make music, at least now, something that's not been done before. And change is very scary for a lot of people. But for me, I don't fear it because I feel like that's the only way you can grow and make a statement, So yeah, I just went into the booth, put this like dummy vocal down, and then just started writing to it. And I literally wrote the song in a whole day.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's really organic. It was just a very cheeky song. It's very like, zero F's given. I'm just gonna go for it. Girl power, the whole thing, and that's why girls love it. I've been getting a really great response from it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it on social media. Every time I open Instagram, I see the red Rarri and you in front of it. It's all over the place.
Yeah. I've had lots of videos from some girls actually sending videos of them in their cars, like Retro Rarri. You could hear the bass line, like yeah. Yeah,
I'd
it's
send the
cool.
video, but my car doesn't look anything like the one that you've got in the video.
It's too retro, man. Too retro. Probably
Too red.
before our time. No, it was before our time.
So, in terms of your singing career and the new music that you've released, obviously, as we mentioned, it's a mix. But what are there any inspirations that you have that you take, or anyone that you look up to in mainstream or in the Bhangra industry?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important to have someone who inspires your work. I think all artists do have that. So for me in particular, I love people like, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Aaliyah,
Mm.
Taylor, because they all offer different things as an artist. So that their stage confidence, their presence, their fashion, and just being unique as well with their sound.
Mhm.
And in terms of the Punjabi industry, I love listening to people like Imran Khan, who's like the king of Urban Nation. You know,
Amplifier.
yeah, everyone's a big fan of him. I think he's super cool lyrically, musically. So yeah, I listen to a lot of his stuff. And in terms of Desi, I love Diljit Dosanjh. I think he's
Mm.
super dope. He's cool.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm inspired by so much around me. So I can never pinpoint one person.
yeah,
It's always like different things for different reasons.
a mix of it all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so Bambi, I like always playing a little bit of a game with my guests. So before we go into what's next with Bambi, I've got a couple of questions. Don't worry, they're not general knowledge, so you're all right.
All right, cool.
Okay, so there's a couple of hypothetical scenarios. So we'll just to get to know you a little bit better on Like Here, seeing it is the first time on the Desi Riot show.
Yeah.
So the first question is, if you had the power to ban one thing in the world, anything at all, what would it be?
Corona.
You know what?
I'm
I
sick of
tried this,
it.
I tried this question at home, and this is the first response everyone gave. They were like, Corona. I was like, so I've got the same response. But yeah, I think that's what everyone feels at the moment, right?
Yeah. No, seriously though, I think one thing I would ban in this world is bullying.
Mm,
Yeah, I think that's one thing.
definitely something. Is that something that you feel like in the music industry sometimes happens when artists release stuff, or just in
Um,
general?
yeah, sometimes I think I feel like everybody kind of gets bullied at a certain point in their life.
Mm,
Just because you're never going to be everyone's cup of tea, right? It's
yeah,
impossible, and that's cool. Like there's no problem with that. But sometimes people take it too far, and with everything that's happening around mental health and all that stuff, I just think it's a really horrible, nasty thing, and that's one thing I would ban if there was anything. Yeah,
that's a great answer actually. I like that one. Bullying. No one likes a bully.
no.
Okay, next one. If you had the ability to time travel into the past or the future, where would you go?
Ah, very cool question. Where would I go? I think for me, I would go back to the first tour I ever did abroad,
Oh,
um,
wow. Where was
which
that?
which was in the States. So I was 17 at the time,
Mm.
and I went to San Jose. So what was cool about it was Beyonce was performing on the same night as me,
What?
opposite where I was staying in the hotel. And I remember this feeling where I got into my hotel room and I just fell on the bed crying, like, oh my God, what is going on with my life right now? How can I be booked for, you know, a place in my favorite country, California, to sing? Like it's weird. And it's that feeling of, gratitude. And it's just a really nice moment for me. I think I'd really like to go back to that time. Yeah.
And that's quite a lot to do at an age of 17.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially for an Asian female, man, it was just
Yeah,
unreal.
props to you. I'm giving you a clap. 17 is on the US. Okay, the next one. This is funny given your name, I guess, is if you woke up as an animal tomorrow, which one would you like to be?
A deer. No, I'm joking. An animal. I think I'd like to be a Black Panther or something like that. I love
Oh,
Black Panthers.
interesting on that one.
I think they're cool.
Cool, okay. Bambi the Black Panther.
Wakanda forever.
All right, and the last one, a bit of a funny one. What is the grossest food you've ever had to eat but pretend that you really liked?
Fancy food. But fancy dessert, sorry.
Fancy dessert, is anyone in particular?
I don't even know what they're bloody called because it's so fancy. I think when it comes to desserts, everybody knows this. Everybody who knows me knows this. I hate super fancy desserts. You know, you have like this jelly stuff with chocolates and raspberries and God knows what else. And it's like, nah, mate, I'd rather go to, the newsagents and get a dairy milk bar or something. So much better.
Bit of barfi, bit of laddu.
Yeah. That's it.
That'll do. We don't need these fancy Michelin star desserts.
Yeah.
All right. That was the get to know Bambi section. We've learnt a lot about you. The Black Panther and no fancy desserts. I know that next time for seeing. All right. So Bambi, we're nearly out of time, but what I want to ask is, what is coming up next for Bambi?
Expect some edginess. I think the continuing what I've released, just different music, but consistently. I like to be out of the box.
Are we expecting more Punjabi, English vocals, a mix, or
Yeah, definitely. I'm sticking to the same thing. But yeah, very current, bilingual. I think it's going to be cool, a cool journey.
And are you allowed to tell us when we might be seeing that?
I'd say the next few months.
Few months.
No dates yet.
No dates yet. All right. Well, when it does come out, we'll be sure to be playing it here on Lyca on the Desi Riot Show and pumping it through.
Yeah.
All right, Bambi, thank you so much for coming on today and speaking to me. It's been really, really fun.
No, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
And just for anyone who'd love to get in touch with you or follow you on Instagram, social handles, what are they?
So everything is at Bambi Bains. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Triller, TikTok. So yeah, just Bambi Bains anywhere. I'm there.
Oh yeah, I've seen you on Triller. Seen you doing the Mum's challenge.
Yeah.
We're in the same video there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool world.
Might find me for a split second.
You have to do Retro Rarri as well, yeah?
Oh yeah, I'll be doing it in the studio today, don't you worry.
All right, cool.
All right, thank you so much for coming on and we'll speak again soon.
Thank you. Stay blessed.
Bye.
Bye.